Hi, my name is Andreas and I'm a partner development manager at Google Play. In my day-to-day job, I work with the most interesting mobile game developers in North America and Europe. There are many familiar faces actually in here, quite exciting. And I hope to help actually developers on making their mobile games business successful on Google Play.
Hi, my name is Tobias. I'm a partner development manager based in London and working with developers in Western Europe. Today, at the first session after the lunch break, we want to help you to promote your game and to grow your user base. But before talking about the key essentials for your user acquisition strategy, we would like to put this into context. As you heard earlier before, the mobile industry is growing, and it's getting more competitive as well. There are more than 10 million developers worldwide, and each year they publish more than 1 million apps. And if you look on the right side, if you think about games, the life cycle of games has shortened as well over the past years. In 2012, the average game matured after a bit more than 150 weeks. Last year, it was a bit less than 50 weeks. So you have a competitive market, shorter life cycles, and also increasing production values. And this means you want to have your user acquisition strategy as effective as possible.
Today we will cover 3 key essentials for your user acquisition strategy. First, I will talk about how you can better understand your paid and organic traffic. Then second, Toby will show you how to convert with effective channels. And third, Toby and Andrew will talk about how to engage users in a social platform. Let me kick it off with understanding your paid and organic traffic. You can find the conversion funnel in the Google Play Developer Console. The conversion funnel shows you Play Store visitors, installers, and buyers by acquisition channel. You can also see the relevant conversion rates, and you can drill down on search keywords and UTM track channels to better understand where your users are coming from. You can also find a country breakdown of Google Play's conversion funnel. You can drill into performance in your key markets and learn about underperforming markets. If you learn that the store listing visitors to installs conversion rate in a specific market is below your expectations, you can take action and improve the localized store listing. You can then launch a store listing experiment to test your updated store listing to get more game installs. However, optimizing your business strategy in isolation is not that helpful. So let's look back at store listing organic conversion rates. How do you know if your conversions are as good as they can be, or you're leaving actually an opportunity on the table? At Google I/O, we've announced benchmarking against your peers. This feature is coming soon to Google Play's Developer Console, and you're now able to understand how your store listing conversion rate compares to similar games. First, we are providing an overall benchmark for your organic users. And then we also actually provide a country breakdown that helps you to understand how your game is actually performing versus the benchmark in a specific market. If you understand that your game is potentially underperforming in a specific market, you can actually take action based on this insight. So here you can see one example, and the game is actually performing okay, but it could do better. So you can actually optimize the localization of the store listing, improve the performance of it, and get much better results. If you want to understand users even better than what you've seen actually in the conversion funnel in the Play Store and in the Developer Console, you can actually use Firebase Analytics. It was touched upon actually earlier in the presentation. And Firebase Analytics for mobile does a couple of things for you. So first, it's actually entirely free, and it is unlimited. You are able to actually measure 500 different event types and 25 key value pairs per event. You're also able to access unlimited, unsampled data through BigQuery. Firebase is very much user-centric, so you can actually focus on users instead of sessions. And then you will also see metrics that are meaningful for you as a game developer. So you will see actually daily active user stats, but you will also see, for example, LTV stats that you can use for optimization. I've just seen my colleague walking in. He will talk later a little bit more about LTV optimization. Firebase helps you to already get these stats, and this is baked into Firebase. Firebase is also well integrated with other Google products. So it is integrated with our ads products, with our notifications products, and you can easily target audiences that you've actually captured with Firebase Analytics. It is also very easy to actually track any user acquisition campaigns through any paid channels that you have. You can see here a couple of partners that are integrated with Firebase, and you can then actually attribute your ad spend, and you can understand, is it actually a good way to invest in one of the channels, or is it a better way to actually invest in the other channels? And so by implementing Firebase, you will actually get all of this data, and you can take action right after that.
So now we talked about how to understand your paid and organic traffic. Let's move on and talk about how you can convert with effective channels. Earlier today, Mark referenced the number of installs on Google Play. Last year, we had 65 billion installs. And at the Play Store, we match the best users with the best content. We run personalized collections and offer seasonal collections as well. But the vast majority of installs still comes from search. There are more than 1 billion users on Google Play in more than 190 countries, as you know already. And all these users search. On Google.com, there are each month more than 100 billion searches. So you can not only achieve success by reaching the users on Google.com, but also on the Play Store. Let's have a look at an example. This is a store listing of War and Order. And the developer decided to do search ads on Google.com. That's something you might be familiar with. A user is searching for a strategy game, and both paid and organic results are shown. But also, as you can see on the right side, you can do the same in the Play Store. Both organic and paid results are shown. So the best way of executing this campaign is working with a tool. Who in the audience has heard about the keyword tool for AdWords? Okay, some people have. So if you're wondering, what are the best keywords for my Play Search Ads campaign? We have a keyword tool which helps you to get the right keywords for your mobile game. Keywords are very important to optimize your campaign day by day, and we encourage you to use this tool to optimize your campaigns for the Play Store. So now you might ask yourself, okay, now I go back home and try it out, but will that work? Well, we have one example here from Naudius, the developers of Top 11. I'm actually a big Top 11 addict, and my team knows that. But these guys used the Play Search Ads, and they achieved a higher 7-day ARPU, 68% higher than other Google channels. And also the Play Search Ads, compared to Google.com, they were 59% lower in terms of the CPI. So I encourage you to try this out at home. Don't forget the 3 best practices. 1, use the keyword tool. 2, run target CPA campaigns and ensure that the CPA is lower than your lifetime value. And last but not least, optimize the campaigns day by day, because with an advertising campaign, it's basically like with a mobile game, it's never finished. So now we talked about understanding your paid and organic traffic, converting these guys with effective channels. But the players, if they're not playing your game, they're actually on social platforms. They are talking about your game. They're watching videos about your game. And the #1 social platforms for games is YouTube. 95% of all gamers turn to YouTube for information and entertainment. Gamers watch 144 billion minutes every month on YouTube for live videos, recorded videos, and streams. So actually, somebody calculated that number. Now, the real stars on YouTube are the influencers. Who in the audience has worked with YouTube influencers before? Okay, I see. Wow, a lot of hands. More than the keyword tool. Okay, all right. So please raise your hand again if you were successful. Okay, that's quite good, but I think we can increase the conversion rate a bit more. You see some examples here on the slide. So on the top right, you see KSI. That's one of the top YouTubers in the UK, 14.5 million subscribers. You see Concrafter, a very popular YouTuber in Germany. LD Shadow Lady is the most popular female gamer on YouTube with more than 2.5 million subscribers. And last but not least, gamers in France turn to Sifano to learn more about the latest games and updates and Let's Play videos. So these are some examples, but now you might ask yourself, okay, what is the right strategy? What are the YouTubers I should be working with, and how does success look like? So we thought we should ask someone who knows it best. Please welcome with me, Andrew Stalbo, the CEO of Seriously.
Hey there, I'm Andrew Stalbo, CEO and co-founder at Seriously. We've got one app currently out in the market called Best Fiends, and I'm going to talk a little bit today about our marketing strategy, which is primarily focused on YouTube and influencers. And I'm also going to share a little short video at the end, which shows how we are planning on taking our work to the next level. So our approach is to build a brand. We look at the app that we have and the apps that we have coming as the platform for our intellectual property. We think it's a great opportunity right now with everybody moving from traditional media platforms to new devices, obviously like mobile, tablets, for entertainment brands to be directly connected to their audience. One of the great challenges the traditional media industry have is that the IP is normally distributed on someone else's platform other than the creators. And we thought by being connected, we might have an opportunity to build out our IP in a big way. We try to be as creative in our marketing as we are in our product development. Our apps are about introducing a world and characters and a story to the market. And when we were thinking about how we can be super creative, we knew that as a small early stage startup, it would be really, really hard to compete with the massive marketing budgets of some of the biggest players in the app stores. And so we asked, when we launched Best Fiends coming up to 2 years ago, we asked the CMOs of most mobile game companies, what works for you? And everyone said Facebook, Twitter, great acquisition platforms. And we said, what doesn't work? And they all said YouTube. I can't make YouTube work for acquisition. So we thought that we'd really focus there. And over the last few months, we've been super focused on taking our approach on YouTubers up a level, really focused on US, UK as kind of core markets for us. And we've had some really interesting learnings. So we'll share some of those with you. Our strategy is based on the app being a live service. So every 2 to 3 weeks, we update our app with some fun new product features, new content, new levels, new characters, enhance the experience, and we mirror the product update with big marketing pushes. We've actually got one today. On average, we're looking to hit somewhere between 70 and over 150 videos over a weekend that kind of help promote our game. Today, we've got an update where we're introducing a treasure hunt into our game. It's a really popular feature with our audience where if you find 15 stickers that we've hidden in the game, you get to unlock a new fiend, Terry the Tarantula. You can otherwise buy him for $10, or you can win him by finding all the stickers in the next 3 weeks. Each of those stickers comes from a famous YouTube star. And over the next few days, these YouTubers, including Rachel Levin, Rosanna Pansino, are going to run a video saying, hey, find my sticker in the game, and if you find all of them, from all these other YouTube stars as well, you unlock the character. So it's really nice to be able to kind of integrate your marketing message with the product itself. So overall, as a company, we've got 2 million daily players. But over the last 3 or 4 months, when we realized that we could scale this up in the US, we've been making some really nice progress. And we're now around 450,000 DAU since we started focusing on a big influencer strategy. And if I look at our progress that we've made, we really kind of shifted our DAU from a year ago. And you can see that we've kind of really started building our base in the US, which is now our biggest market. So here are some of the kind of key lessons that we've learned from working with influencers. What I'd say is this is what we've learned so far, but the market's always changing, and now it's getting more and more competitive. I saw like 80% of you have done work with YouTube influencers. I think the trick is, like, take this, but you've got to kind of be more creative than what we've done because the thing's always moving. And I think it's really, really important to try and outdo what you've done before. So the number one thing we kind of learn is YouTubers are brands themselves. They're connected to their audience. They like working with other brands. And if you haven't got a brand vision for your product, you should really think about that in terms of how you communicate with the YouTuber, because that's what will get them very excited. The second thing is, most big brands, as we know them, whether it's most big brands, tend to be very, very detailed about what they're looking for the YouTuber to do or say. The reality is that doesn't work. You've got to let the YouTuber be authentic. They've got to genuinely like your product. And if they don't, I don't think it's a good fit. So it's really important they like your product and that you allow them to be very authentic. And when I say integrate back in for maximum effect, the example is that treasure hunt today. I think it's a really nice way of kind of allowing them to say, hey, I enjoy the experience of playing the game or playing the app. And there's a reason why you can find something from me in there. These guys have amazingly close relationships with their audience, and they've got to feel natural and authentic. Working with big guys is great because it sets you up in the marketplace and allows other influencers to come in and say, oh, I'd like to work with you because KSI worked with you. I'll tell you a funny story about our very, very first experience working with an influencer. When we launched, we worked with PewDiePie. It was like our launch. We had a very small budget. We put most of it into a PewDiePie video, and we definitely learned some lessons there. But I'd say it's really important to work with some of the big guys. It allows you to focus on some of the new up-and-comers as well. What I love about YouTube as a platform and influencers generally is that all of these views, or many of these views are occurring on mobile. So if you're trying to kind of deliver nice acquisition and build your business, you're always one click away from a download. And I think that's what makes the platform so powerful. And then, we've tried loads of things in our marketing. I really encourage our team to think creatively about trying new stuff that we can learn from. And what's incredible about this platform is, unlike, say, a television buy or a one-day kind of digital media activation, the videos live. And you'll carry on doing views. They're just we go back to videos that we did at the start of this year, and they've added another 500,000 views. So it's not ephemeral like television. So I think it's a really, really interesting platform to focus on. The other thing you get is, you get a long tail. You get, in theory, an endorsement if the YouTuber likes your product. But the other thing you get as well, in addition, is media value on top. You reach a big audience, and it's, for us as a company that is valuing the brand that we're trying to build and looking to build value there, actually kind of putting this out there, you get to see that you're even more effective across other acquisition channels too. So one of the things we're starting to look at is how this also helps with our retention as well as acquisition. It's really important that if you are working with an influencer, they are upfront, honest, straightforward about what you're doing. There are certain rules that you need to comply with in different markets, but at the end of the day, the kind of golden rule is just be straightforward. If you're paying an influencer, they need to make sure that they do mention that very clearly. So today, we're actually launching a video that kind of takes the evolution of the 700 or so YouTube influencer videos we've done and takes it to the next level. And really, the way we kind of think about it is we've been building our 2 million DAU and 40+ million downloads on the back of other people's influencer videos. And that we think that's a really nice strategy, and we're going to carry on working on that. But we wondered if there was a way that we could kind of take that to a next level. So what we're launching today is a scripted video that we've been working very hard on for quite a few months now, where we integrate traditional Hollywood talent, in this case, Kate Walsh, who was in the television show Grey's Anatomy, Peak Practice, and appeals to our core audience demographic of 25 to 45-year-old women, and marrying that with two of the world's biggest YouTube stars, Rosanna Pansino, who's the biggest kind of celebrity chef on YouTube, and Joey Graceffa, who's very, very popular, particularly within the LGBT community. And marrying those two with a fun scripted video that has been inspired by our fan base. Now, I don't know how many of you have played Best Fiends, but one of the things that our community on social media tell us quite a lot is actually don't download Best Fiends. It's kind of addictive. And a few people have said, hey, I'm totally addictive, send me to Best Fiends Rehab. So we were kind of inspired by that and created a video to that effect. So if it's cool, it's 2 minutes, and we'd like to premiere it today.
There is a contagious epidemic sweeping the nation. It's not just in our cities or our workplaces or even our homes. It's in our hands.
It's taken over my life.
Once you start, you can't stop.
I don't know who I am anymore.
Most people think Best Fiends won't happen to them, that it's simply harmless fun.
Thought I could just try it once.
But soon, it becomes an obsession.
I wouldn't say that I'm obsessed. I'm spirited, passionate. That's what's going on here.
Some people we can help.
Doc says I may never use my thumbs again.
You always think it'll happen to someone else's family. Look what it did to our Billy.
Others require more specialized treatment.
I have finally beaten level 256.
I'm a YouTube star.
Of course you are. Start by recognizing the warning signs: tiredness, gamer's thumbs, night terrors, and sweaty eyes.
It's so hot.
In just seconds, anyone can be playing Best Fiends. After all, it's free to download from Google Play.
It took me about a month to done it.
One click, and you may have begun an obsession you can't stop.
Oh, hey, Mo. I was just talking about Best Fiends. Oh, no. I'm a doctor.
Oh, of course you are, Miss Walsh. Let's get you back into bed.
It's Dr. Walsh. No,
Right now, there is no cure for Best Fiends. My advice, do not download Best Fiends from Google Play. Not once, not ever. The world will be better for it.
Slug-geddon.
Worst case of Best Fiends I've ever seen. Remember when she used to be a doctor on TV?
I still am.
That's cute. So yeah, we're launching that today. We're promoting it in our game and really trying to use our app as a platform to promote our video as well. And we're super excited about it, so thanks for watching.